Hey YouTube, Lord Alex here. The first video from the new workbench. I'm going to be experimenting with camera angles here, so bear with me. I still need to find a smaller tripod to get the camera in where I think will be the best place, but still not sure because I can't put a camera there yet. This video is going to be about what I call my gentleman's steak knife. I like a good steak, but I hate tearing it open with a crappy, dull, serrated things they give you at steakhouses and restaurants. Because, God forbid, they give you something sharp, because you could go crazy and use it as a weapon and... yeah. Anyway. This is the cold steel Kudu. It's a very inexpensive knife. I think these run $8 to $10, something like that. I mean, MSRP is, I think, $10 on this from Cold Steel. It's based on a South African knife style. It does lock, and it's got a pretty good sized blade on it. This is about a 4 1/4 inch blade, I believe. Nice big handle, about 10 inches overall, so that means it's about a 6-inch handle. I don't remember what steel it is. It's a German steel. It's a 4116 or something like that. So it's not your everyday China 440 stainless. In case you don't know, there's two ways to see if a knife is crap. First is look for China, and second is look for 440 stainless. If you have either one of those in your knife, it's probably crap. This is not crap, even though it does say China on it. And this is not my good camera. This is a camera I'm going to be trying out to see if it does alright with focusing and stuff. Yeah, I hate trying to tear open a steak with a knife that has absolutely no edge on it whatsoever. You might as well use the back of the knife in some situations. So I keep this in my truck all the time, stays in my console. And if I'm at a place where I think I might be ordering a steak, I'm going to a steakhouse or something like that, I put it in my pocket and bring it in with me. I have pulled it out at several restaurants to cut my steak with, and have never had anybody look at me funny or say anything to me. It's actually a nice looking knife, especially from a distance. I mean, you're not going to get 100% fit and finish from a $10 knife, but just looking at it, it looks like an elegant, well, it looks like a nice steak knife. What did I want to say about this thing? It's the weirdest lock I've ever seen on a knife, for one. That's why it's got this weird keychain on here. That's actually the lock of the knife. This piece of metal across the back here is like a spring, and it's what locks the knife. There's a little nub here in the back of the blade. When you open it up, it locks into this hole in this piece of steel here. To unlock it, you push your thumb on the blade, and you hold it just like this. Put your finger through the ring. And you can do this with your hand here, because the way it's made, it's not going to come flying shut like a normal knife. You pull up on that, and it releases that spring, like that. And you can close it. And it's got these weird, you can hear that, weird little notches here that kind of ratchet. Really cool knife. I use it. It holds an edge pretty good. Of course, directing it across a porcelain plate is going to dull it, but comes back to a nice edge pretty easily, actually. Got fingerprints all over it now. I'm playing with it. This is not a hard use knife. This is not something I would go and try to hack through bamboo or split a piece of wood or I could probably use it for carving something, a piece of little small stick, or making some feather sticks or something like that. But I have other knives for that. This is a dedicated steak knife. And it's real light, like 2.4 ounces or something like that. It's real light, really light. Like a 2mm blade there. It's a pretty thin blade. And if you wanted to throw this in your pack, in your fishing kit, or in your camping kit, or in your car, or wherever, this would make a really good food processing knife. If you needed to even peel an apple, or cut open a mango, or it would probably fillet a fish. I haven't tried it, but I don't see why it wouldn't. It doesn't have the longest blade on it, but it would probably do alright. Or if maybe you needed to clean a squirrel or something of that nature, it would work pretty good. Yeah, so that's my cold steel Kudu, my steak knife of choice, what I carry into steak restaurants and steakhouses and things like that, nicer restaurants, because even nicer restaurants do not have good knives at the table. So go ahead and pick you one up for $8 to $10 and have the sharpest knife in the restaurant. Promise nobody's going to look at you funny. They might be a little jealous because you can make a nice clean cut on your pretty steak and they have to rip it into shreds before they put it in their mouth. But yeah, good knife. Very inexpensive. And cold steel usually does a pretty good job on stuff. It's called the Kudu. It's got some kind of a deer head. I guess the Kudu is a deer, so it's got the little antlers here, just kind of like the picture there. Nothing on that side. Alright, thumbs up, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You know what to do. Thanks.